2 weeks before my strongman competition, I bulged a disc doing this. And now, after months of training, I don't know if I'm going to be able to compete. Growing up, my dad had always been doing strongman. I remember going to his competitions, seeing him be strong, seeing him weightlift, and he inspired me. I started doing gymnastics when I was little, and then when I stopped doing that, I started getting into weightlifting with him and on my own. I enjoyed conventional weightlifting on my own, but I wanted to spend more time with my dad, and I wanted to do a sport and try something new. So in May, I decided to sign up for a strongman competition and start training with my dad. This is my first ever competition ever. I've never done a strongman competition before. I've never done like a CrossFit or even like a 5K. This is my first time ever doing something like that, and I've been super duper excited. It's now August, and we started training together, my dad and I, in May, and we've been spending so much time together 3 times a week training, and it's been just so rewarding seeing the progress I've been making, the strength I've been building, and also building my relationship with my dad. Together we practice sandbags, overhead holds, deadlift for reps, and log clean and press. There's also going to be a mystery event in the competition, so for that we've been doing sleds, farmers carries. Over the past few months, I have been super confident. I've built so much strength, I've built so much confidence, and I've been having so much fun doing this. So a week ago today, my dad and I drove to Bradenton to go see a friend, Steve, who's hosting the competition we'll be doing. He has a log in my weight class that I'll be using for the competition, and as of lately, at home, I've been training with a Swiss bar because we don't have a log to practice with. In my haste and excitement to leave, I forgot to bring my lifting belt. I've been using the same lifting belt for years. Now, especially for strongman training, I've been using the same belt, and it's a bigger belt. It helps me activate my core, and it helps me hold in all the tension there, and I got used to using that one. When I got there and realized I didn't have a belt, I had asked Steve's wonderful wife if I could borrow one. It's been about a month since I've used the actual log that I'll be using in the competition. I was a little bit nervous at first, but after doing a couple of warm-up reps, I felt super duper confident. Everything was going well, did some warm-up reps, and slowly increased the weight. And then I felt it. Pop, pop. I was in the middle of the portion of the clean and press where I'm pushing it up above my head, and that's where I felt the pops. Now, to be honest, the adrenaline was high. I was just having a good time. I wasn't thinking too much of it. And you know what? I actually thought that in the moment, you know what? I think that was just like my back popping, like, you know, how you do like little spinal twists, and I didn't think too much of it. Right after I put the weight down, it did feel a little bit sore, but it was nothing completely unheard of. We had drove 2 hours to get to Steve's, and we had just started lifting, and I wasn't gonna let 2 little pops that felt a little bit funny ruin the entire day. So we went through and we did sandbags, overhead press. I even learned how to rope climb, and I did all of that after whatever incident had happened with my back then. And I felt completely fine. I mean, it felt a little bit funny, but I was able to go through the events. I even got a sandbag PR after that. So we wrapped up, my dad and I got Steak and Shake on the way home, and we drove home. The next morning, I woke up and my back was sore, and it was unlike any soreness I've had before. It wasn't like a deadlift soreness or even a clean and press soreness. It just felt different and weird. Extending my back and pushing my shoulders back feels funny. Flexing it forward and rounding my back feels funny. It's unlike anything I've ever felt before. I didn't know how serious it was, and I still don't fully know how serious it is. I talked with one of my coworkers who is a massage therapist as well as an acupuncture specialist. I talked him through the whole situation, and chances are I have a bulging disc. My boyfriend, he has a herniated disc from falling 10 feet on pole vault, and describing my symptoms to him, he told me chances are I have a bulging disc. And this isn't a completely unheard of injury. About 50% of people have bulging discs from a statistic that my boyfriend told me, so I'm pretty sure it's right. I trust him. And so about 3 days later after it happened, I'm back in the gym to train, and I'm like, Dad, I don't feel comfortable going heavyweight yet. I'd explained to him the situation, I explained to him what I felt and how I'm feeling now, and we decided, okay, let's take it easy. I had spent months training to get stronger for this competition, and now I had to do the exact opposite, slowing down.
editor's note here. I think it's funny that I mentioned that I had to slow down after getting this injury, and I think in a lot of areas of my life that's what God's been telling me to do. I got a speeding ticket literally a day after this happened, which is literally, I think, a physical manifestation or a sign from God saying, hey, you gotta slow down. When you're pushing yourself and pursuing your goals in life, you gotta pace yourself. I was burning myself out. I was putting too much of a high standard on myself, so it was to the point where I got a back injury, to the point where I was going too fast when I was driving, and I got a ticket. Look at the circumstances in your life, good or bad, and try to break them down into reasons or lessons.
And while circumstances don't seem to be in my favor, I decided I'm still going. The competition is 1 week from today, and oddly enough, I'm almost completely at peace about the whole situation. I'm still going to go to the competition, I'm still going to compete, but I just know that I'm not going to be able to compete at the same 100% that I was before the injury. And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. It's not negative thinking, it's just looking at what's happening right now and thinking the best of it. I'm still going to have a great time. I'm going to meet some people. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to do what I can, and I'm just going to have fun. I'm not going to push myself the same amount had I not injured myself, but even though I may not win the winning prize physically or in somebody else's eyes, I'm winning in my own heart because I'm getting to compete and have a great time and meet new people and walk away from it hopefully scotch-free. I'm a little bit frustrated, but there's no point getting upset about it. This is my first competition, and there's going to be so many more to come. There's going to be so many things that I'm going to have opportunities to do, and I'm still learning. There's no reason that you should be upset about something that you can't control when you could just see it as a learning experience. What has affected me mostly is the idea of losing progress. I was carrying down some boxes from upstairs, downstairs, to bring to donation, and when I got to the bottom of the stairs, I felt weak. I felt like I was in pain. I went to go put the box down and my back almost gave out underneath me, and I nearly dropped it on my mom's foot. And I was hurt. I was hurt in my heart. That's what hurts me, because lifting is my life, and feeling weak, it's like a shot at my ego. And being injured sucks. Being injured sucks. I'm not gonna lie, especially being someone who loves to move their body and is passionate about it and is constantly preaching movement. It sucks, and it feels like a piece of my identity is being taken away. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking at this as a sign from God that I need to rest more. I'm pushing myself, I'm going hard, and there needs to be a balance between the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic being rest and digest, and sympathetic nervous system being fight or flight. I am a very high energy person. I am so full of life and so full of energy that the fact that I'm not able to do things that express myself in that way, it's super frustrating sometimes. But I've been using this as a way to find other ways to express myself, like making this video right now. While I may not be able to expend all my energy out while doing a clean and press on a log, I'm still able to express myself through my words, through my actions, through the interactions I have with people. At the end of the day, sports are just ways that you express yourself. It was never the sport that you miss. Like even if it's like a soccer, like soccer is your life, you tear your ACL. It wasn't just soccer that you miss the expression, you miss the energy that you put out into it. And what a lot of people miss is that it's not just the sport itself, it's just the expression as well. So I am 1 week out from the competition, and in the meantime, while it sucks and I'd love to be training and working on the lifts that I'll be doing, I'm going to be doing a lot of just zone 1 stuff, such as like walking, stretches, Paul Chek's zone 1 exercises being just like a lot of stretching, a lot of like higher rep stuff, and it's humbling. It is humbling, and I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that everything is fine, because sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's difficult, but in the meantime, it's teaching me to slow down. Other ways I'm doing that is practicing my flow rope. It's very low impact. It's a light stretch on my back, working on my abs. The reason that it ended up happening, the bulging disc ended up happening, is because not only was I wearing a belt that I wasn't familiar with, it's that my core wasn't able to support the weight when it was going up. So my back compensated and this opened up. So I've been doing a couple of ab exercises, such as like the Paul Chek, what is it? The knee in, elbow in, and jackknives with the Swiss ball. So definitely, if you have a back injury, 100% what you want to be doing is working on your core as well, because The reason your back is being strained is likely because your core is weak and it needs something to hold on to. I could go so much deeper into that, but that's just like the dumbed down version. Another thing that's been helping me during this period is getting my sleep, getting my recovery, eating properly, and having the right mindset. Yes, stuff is a little bit frustrating sometimes. Things aren't going to unfold all the times how you expected it to, but you can either fight the waves or learn how to surf. I have no idea how I'm going to do at the competition, and you know what? It hasn't been too hard to accept that, but like I just mentioned, you can either fight the current or you can just learn to go along with it. I can always choose to look for the positive. It's my mindset that I can choose. I'm going to meet some new people. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to push myself. And regardless of what happens, I'm going to have a good time. But I'm going to give my body time to recover before the comp so I can see what I can do. I didn't get this far just to get this far. And who knows, maybe I could wake up tomorrow and feel perfectly fine. So that's where I'm at right now. 1 week from the competition, and my only goal right now is just to be healthy enough to compete. Regardless of what happens, I'm so grateful to have a body to walk me through each day and that I can move in ways to express myself. It's genuinely a blessing, and keeping a positive mindset has helped me through this entire thing. We'll see what happens. You have a good one.